Hi everyone, this is 2026 Mentorship Program Lecture 43. So in this lecture, I will be doing a top-down analysis on the dollar index. So I'm going to go through what price did on the previous week, and we're going to look at the most likelihood of price trading higher or lower going in this week. On the weekly time frame on the dollar index, last week I talked about price running out the previous week high. Tell you guys that that's the first target going in last week. And the overall drawn liquidity is the buy side liquidity. If the expansion in price after taking out this buy side liquidity will be trading higher, then I'll be looking at price trading to the buy side liquidity. But mostly I'm going to use the daily time frame to look for that specific timing to when there might be an expansion in price trading to the buy side liquidity. So last week candle took out the high, closed as an up close candle. So going in this week, probably are we anticipating a continuation in that trend to run the buy side liquidity, which is a previous week high. Let me just make it a previous week high. So the drawn liquidity, previous week high. And if there's any possibility in the continuation in that trend on the daily time frame, then I'll be looking at price trading to the buy side liquidity. On the daily time frame on the dollar index, last week I was looking for a discount price to the daily fair value gap. Now, there are two daily fair value gap I was actually looking at price trading to, which I pointed out the fair value gap on the previous lecture. I told you guys that from the opening price on Monday, I would like to see a discount price before anticipating a continuation in that trend to run Friday's high, which was actually the previous week high. But looking at price, Monday closed an upward candle, leading to a continuation in that trend, trading higher. On Wednesday, price closed as an upward candle. Thursday did a retracement back to the range. Friday filled in the daily fair value gap. So far from the 1 hour trade entry setup, you wouldn't be taking advantage of any trade on the previous week because price did not retrace to the daily fair value gap. Now, for those in the Telegram group know that I talked about it, I told you guys that I will look for a setup only when there's a discount price from the opening price, and price did not retrace lower from the opening price on Monday. Price stayed above the opening price, kept trading higher. Now, the possibility of taking into this sets up with the 15 minutes and the 5 minutes, but when it comes to the 1 hour entry model, there wasn't any entry that I was looking at throughout the week because from the opening price, price did not trade to a discount price to a daily point of interest. The fact that price opened, closed as an upward candle on Monday, there was a lot of speculation in in a sense that there might be a retracement. That was one of the reasons I didn't actually look for any setup trading higher because there might be a retracement because this is a swing high and that might lead to a counter trend to the daily fair value gap on Tuesday. So I didn't take any trade on Tuesday, which led to the continuation in that trend. Wednesday kept trading higher. Thursday retracement created a daily fair value gap. Friday filled in the daily fair value gap. Now we're going to look at how price traded from the opening price trading to the upside, how price took out the previous week high, and how is price reacting to the daily fair value gap. On the 1 hour time frame on the dollar index, here's the opening price on Monday. You can see how price did not trade to a discount. During the evening section, price traded to the opening week gap, respected the opening week gap. You can see the gap traded higher. After price traded higher, did a retracement back to the opening price. You can see there's an order block around the opening price. after the retracement to the new week opening gap. Price respected it, traded higher on Monday. Tuesday, continuation in that trend, trading higher. Yeah, let's use a daily breaker. You can see Tuesday traded higher, continuation in the trend. Wednesday the same. Thursday retracement to the daily fair value gap. Looking at how price is respecting the daily fair value gap. On Thursday, I was looking at the daily fair value gap as a support that if there's any likelihood of a 1 hour shift in structure, I will be anticipating a continuation in that trend to run Wednesday high. Or there wasn't any 1 hour shift in structure. Price filled in the daily fair value gap. Now, after the fill on the daily fair value gap, going in next week, and we wouldn't be looking at price respecting the daily fair value gap. Most likely, I will be anticipating a retracement to this daily fair value gap. And depending on how price will be opening, if there is an opening price trading higher, trading close to the previous week high, then I might anticipate a continuation in that trend without anticipating a discount price. But as long as price is still within the range, going in on Monday, I want to see more discount price before actually looking for any setup in price trading higher. Mostly, I want to see price trade below the previous week opening price. A trade below the previous week opening price is a clear discount price in anticipating higher prices to run the previous week high. Now, it's mostly depending on how price will be opening and any update that I will be giving on the price action will be posted on the Telegram group. So for those in the Telegram group are the ones taking full advantage of the trade setup in the 2026 mentorship program. And we have narrowed down the focus to the 1 hour entry model because it's an easy to copy strategy. Because when it comes to the 15 minutes and the 5 minutes, you need to understand timing, you need to understand a lot about silver bullets to know the right time to actually look for an entry, know what price did on the previous section. You need to understand every individual section. Now, all was taught on the 2025 mentorship program, but I want to start off implementing the strategy from the easy to copy strategy, which is the 1 hour entry logic. So we start from the 1 hour entry logic, then with the pick down to the 15 and 25 minutes. But going in throughout the year, we're going to stick to the 1 hour entry. Now it's a little bit challenging for me to talk about only the 1 hour entry because there are a lot of examples that I took advantage of a trade setup that I wanted to post about it on the group. But the fact that I didn't talk about it prior to the trade, I don't think it's going to be educational for you guys to post a setup without explaining it beforehand. So most of the trade that I do take on Hero USD, I don't normally post it on the group, probably because I'm using the 15 minutes and the 5 minutes for an entry, and most of the trade idea I didn't talk about it prior to the trade idea. Now sometimes I do talk about the daily delivery, but I tell you guys that I'm looking at price respecting a 1 hour point of interest to run a previous week high or a previous week low. Mostly when I post trade ideas like that is when the dollar is in a trend. Those setups are high probability setups. I've traded it a lot. It's mostly around the London section. When the London section is opening within a 1 hour fair value gap, or we can say 1 hour point of interest, there's a likelihood of an expansion to the previous day high or the previous day low. So you can go back through the chat in the Telegram group. There's a lot of videos there's a lot of examples in the Telegram group. At the same time, there's a lot of videos on the 2025 mentorship program. You just need to pick through it to find the specific videos where I talked about the setup. Mostly I called it the 3 a.m. to the 4 a.m. setup. It's mostly around the New York, sorry, mostly around the London section. So based off the 1 hour entry logic. There wasn't any trade setup throughout last week, and you need to be comfortable about it when using the 1 hour entry plan. If you're using the 1 hour entry plan, most likely on a monthly basis, the most active times where you'll be trading within a monthly basis, mostly going to be around 2 weeks. There's sometimes when you are in a trending month, you might see a setup within a 3 week range. But mostly it's around 2 weeks range, and I normally take around 2 to 3 trades a month using the 1 hour entry, which I've told you guys that it has a very high win rate, around 70 to 65% win rate. So to me, it's easy to apply. You just need to learn the specific time frames you'll be using, which I've talked about weekly, daily, and the 1 hour time frame. And I'm using the specific time frame on the top down analysis, the weekly top down analysis. And I do give daily updates around the 1 hour trade entry on the Telegram group, and I post the setup beforehand so that you guys can know that I'm taking advantage of the trade that I'm actually posting about on the Telegram group. But that's it for this lecture. I don't think there's much to discuss on this lecture. Any updates in price will be posted on the Telegram group on a daily basis. So that's it for this lecture. See you guys in the next lecture.